think I've been good, you cocksucker. Now, here's the thing, man. You don't know me. You don't f***ing know me. Hey, Joe, find this guy and let me see him after the show. Guys, I can stop this show right now and just go home. Tell you what I'm going to do. Since you've been so wonderful, I'm going to cut about 10 songs out of the show. Show's over.
A little ditty about Johnny Mellencamp. He calls himself Cougar, but he's an old man. Johnny wants to be a famous celebrity, but America told Johnny, get off my TV. The aging fossil. Well, I guess it's not appropriate to call him an aging fossil because he is already aged. The fossil in that clip is John Mellencamp, who, for reasons unknown, refers to himself as Cougar? I thought Cougar was basically another word for MILF. When I was a young man, Cougars were the lovely ladies at the bar who were older than we were. But for some reason, this 74-year-old man is identifying as a cougar. To make matters worse, and I wish I could have played the part where John Mellencamp stopped lecturing and briefly started singing, but I didn't want Johnny to hit Uncle KC with a copyright strike for playing the turds that he calls music. After decades, I guess, of smoking, John Mellencamp's voice is shot. This dude sounds like someone with emphysema singing karaoke at the local dive bar, Hump's Dump. The clip I shared with you, that was a John Mellencamp lecture from 2 years ago. Here we are 2 years later, and Cougar is still threatening to walk off stage. When people who paid money to see a concert start complaining because Cougar is delivering a political sermon instead. As you saw in the clip, Cougar threatens to end the show, which is essentially taking people's money because they have the audacity to complain that an entertainer isn't delivering the show that they paid to see. Earlier this week, Cougar interrupted one of his shows to unleash his outrage over the Gulf of America. What is this? What is the Gulf of America? I hate that damn Trump. I want my ashes buried in the Gulf of Mexico. I guess Cougar is following in the footsteps of his brother in woke, Bruce Springsteen. Who knows? Maybe Cougar dresses like Brucey too. Maybe they have nice trips shopping at Victoria's Secret. Hey, Cougar, how do I look in this? Does it show enough cleavage? When Brucey delivers passionate sermons on Orangeman bad, when Brucey educates his audience about the orange threat to democracy, Don Trump responds personally. He addresses Bruce Springsteen directly. But John Mellencamp, he is so irrelevant. He doesn't receive Don's direct attention. Instead, Don Trump has one of his minions handling the Cougar. But before we get to that, let's get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at BuzzBlocker. Seems like every summer, ticks are becoming more and more common, whether you're gardening, walking the dog, hiking, or even just spending time in your backyard. Ticks are something that a lot of us are dealing with. That is one reason I have added BuzzBlocker to my outdoor routine. I use BuzzBlocker before I head outside to help protect against mosquitoes and ticks so I can spend more time enjoying the outdoors and less time dealing and worrying about bugs. BuzzBlocker is DEET-free and made with all organic ingredients. It is simple, easy to use, and it's become something that I don't leave home without during the summer months. Every purchase with BuzzBlocker comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied with their product, Just give BuzzBlocker a call and they'll give you a refund. If you enjoy being outside but hate dealing with the bugs that come with it, click the link in the description or the pinned comment below. Use my promo code BTL10. Save 10% off your first purchase with BuzzBlocker. Headline at Fox News: White House fires back after John Mellencamp mocks Gulf of America. Instead of Don Trump responding directly, he had some dude named Davis Engel issue a statement. Nobody in their right mind cares about what some out-of-touch woke Hollywood celebrity has to say, and they don't care about John Mellencamp either. The White House isn't the only one who doesn't seem to care about Cougar. Later tonight, John Mellencamp is delivering a sermon at Jiffy Lube. Now, that is not hyperbole. I'm not making that up. Most artists, they are performing at arenas, civic centers. Hell, even WNBA players are pretending to play basketball in small to mid-sized gyms. But Cougar is performing later tonight at the local Jiffy Lube. Check it out for yourself. As you can see, tickets are starting at $35. I'm assuming an oil change is included with the price of admission. If you want to sit up close and experience the wrath of the Cougar, you can sit in the front row for just over $100. My guess is tickets will be even cheaper because damn near the entire parking lot of Jiffy Lube is still available. Apparently, John Mellencamp has been anti-American for decades. I didn't know this until I started researching this video, mainly because I don't listen to Cougar's music, and I wasn't really alive when John Mellencamp was a mainstream artist. One of Cougar's biggest hits is a song called Pink Houses. Initially, I thought this song was about a dream between John Mellencamp and Bruce Springsteen. You know how young women dream of getting married their wedding day? I figured a young Cougar and Brucey dreamed of living in a lovely pink house. Others have mistaken the song as being pro-American, but according to John Mellencamp, Pink Houses is about mythical racism and inequality. Ain't that America? He becomes she. Ain't that America? Equality. Ain't that America? LGBT. With little pink houses for they and them. According to John Mellencamp, the Gulf of America is bad, bad, bad. Now, I'll be honest with you. I never understood the big deal about renaming the Gulf, and I live here. Down here on the coast, we don't call it the Gulf of Mexico or the Gulf of America. To us, it's just the Gulf. Either way, I never understood the Trumpers' fascination with renaming it, but at the same time, I'm not going to criticize it, because I don't shit on anything that is pro-America. The problem with these doofus celebrities and people like John Mellencamp who wish they were celebrities, it doesn't matter what Don Trump does, it doesn't matter what America does, they're always going to criticize it, complain about it. John Mellencamp is worth $30 million. Bruce Springsteen, he's worth over $1 billion. If they don't like it here in America, leave! With Brucey being a billionaire, he can board his private jet and live anywhere in the world. With John Mellencamp, well, he can board his private bus and live anywhere on the continent. Since he seems to have an affinity for Mexico, he can live there. Although, Johnny, I suggest that you try to cross the border in Texas or Arizona. Since Gabby Newsom has been governor of the People's Republic of California and millions of people have been escaping that toxic dump, my inside sources are telling me that Mexico has built a wall, and they carefully guard the border between Mexico and the People's Republic to keep Californians from invading their country. Look, I'm sure some people who pay to see John Mellencamp agree with him politically. I'm sure some don't mind paying for a concert and hearing a political lecture instead. But when you're in the business of entertainment, your job is to cater to your entire audience, not just the audience that agrees with your doofus political beliefs. Entertainment is all about expectations. Why do you think ESPN fired all of their woke stars? 5, 6 years ago, crying Ryan Clark, he was celebrated. When it was mainstream to be Captain Doofus, when it was mainstream to believe in manufactured racism, ESPN was fine with Ryan crying. They thought that was the expectation. They thought that's what their audience wanted. What ended up happening? Ratings were in the pooper. Their audience got tired of hearing about fake racism from a grown man who cries more than a menopausal woman. At the same time, Pat McAfee started to gain traction as a sports-centric show on a network that is supposedly dedicated to talking about sports. America rejected the woke fungus. All of a sudden, Ryan Clark was essentially an outsider. He was replaced by people who would meet the expectations of ESPN's audience, which is people who actually talk about sports. The problem, though, in the music industry, there is no replacement for John Mellencamp. There is no replacement for Bruce Springsteen. Even though I don't agree with them politically, both John Mellencamp and Bruce Springsteen, they made music that stands the test of time. If you're at a bar and you hear Jack and Diane, everyone in the bar, no matter their age, knows the song. When I was growing up in the 90s and 2000s, bands from the 70s and 80s, they were popular with my generation. We listened to our music, but we also listened to music from prior generations. Today, the only thing the music industry has to offer is music from prior generations, because modern music is the drizzling shits. Think about it. In the last 10 years, can you name a song that is timeless? Can you name a song from 2016 to today that will stand the test of time? Nowadays, a song will be released. 2 weeks later, it's already forgotten. It's the reason John Mellencamp, it's the reason Chris Brown and Usher, Bruce Springsteen, it's the reason all of these older artists are still prominent. The music industry, they don't have anyone new to replace them. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.